a bit delay, we are reaching the Carlsbad structure, which is quite a famous system. I think it dates back from 1924. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Katie, because in the super tournament played in Carlsbad, Germany, a lot of players started to carry out this system, and ever since this particular system, this order of the moves and the pawn structure now bears the name of the Carlsbad structure.
Yes, Arcturus, and this is one of my favorite structures. I play with white pieces, I play with black pieces, and why I like this one is because after so many years and so many games the players have played, there's still a room for some improvement. Now this engine comes into the business, and we have still some new ideas. But so far, what we see, this is pretty classic. Black just managed to trade dark square bishops, and white is going with this classical setup, knight e2, f3, e4 in the future to have this kind of breakthrough in the center.
So, in case you're not really familiar, dear viewers, with the Carlsbad structure, let me just bring you up to the speed. What is this all about? So, white, according to the best practices of the Carlsbad, he wants to play rook b1, b4, b5, take the pawn on c6, and create a weakness on c6. Sometimes there are nuances, like Katie said, putting the knight on e2, because with the knight on e2 there's this different idea. After queen d2, f3, e4 starts something active in the center. That's why this knight on e2 is a bit more flexible. Now the question is what black is doing, and I do believe in one thing about the pawn chains, a way of showing which direction you should be playing, because look at this. The pawns on b7, c6 and d5, they're literally showing that black should be playing at a king side. This is what normally black is doing. So this knight most likely is gonna go somewhere to f8. I would imagine rook e8, knight f8, knight e6, and start some active operations in the center. While I'm explaining this, the game is changing dramatically and f3 is on the board.
Yeah, we do have actually a lot of excitement in this round, Arcturus. This game gonna go somewhere in a very nice direction, but shall we go to the game Dubov, Daniel, Peter, Swidler? We have already 2 rooks on the board hanging, and none of the players are thinking to capture none of these f8 or a1 rooks.
I think this is the Grunfeld defense. Of course, Peter Swidler is a household name when it comes to the Grunfeld defense, because if there's somebody who is really good at the Grunfeld defense and its respective ideas, it's the Russian Super Grandmaster, because he is authored, at least as far as I know, the Chessable course. I think it was Lifetime Repertoires, the Grunfeld defense. Was it in 1 or 2 volumes? Sorry, I don't remember. So let's follow the Nepo game against Anand. In the meantime,
searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way. Birds chirping and I hear my name, grasping into life. Life is happy but it's so insane. We must merely make a start. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's just come. We must never stop the way. Yeah. Birds chirping and I hear my name, grasping into life. Life is happy but it's so insane. We must merely make a start. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk. Savannah.
The whole is very, very unpleasant. I would actually dare to say close to lost endgame to a draw against Peter Swidler. Disappointment for Swidler, escape for Dubov, but here Nepomniachtchi is simply down a piece.
It's simply down of the piece, and seems like Anand is having very pleasant position. Chance to catch up with Lev and Ronnie, and we can see both players on the board right now, but it has to be finalized.
Right. This is easy win, of course, unless somehow Black is gonna walk into a self-mate with the king on a5, something like b4, allow knight b7, some funny mate. No, I think this game is heading to an easy victory for the former world champion. Rook a8, Anand defends the pawn on a6 so that he can play king b4, attack the pawn on b3, and when the pawn on b3 is gone, those pawns are simply marching to queen.
That sounds quite nice. The pawn on b3 now is hanging. Nepo is going to b7 square to attack the rook and the pawn on a6.
I think he's just trying his last chance to push forward the d-pawn, because as soon as the d-pawn is gone, he can safely resign. Now d5 runs into knight b4, so maybe also one of his ideas is to eliminate these pawns. King b7, king a6. You take the pawn on a6, you sacrifice the knight on b5, if it even costs a piece, and then maybe test your opponent's knowledge. How well are you, sir, checkmating with the knight and bishop versus the Bear King?
And I imagine Anand giggling about that position.
I'm sure he knows. I mean, the world champions, they know quite a bit, right? And one of the things that they definitely know how to checkmate with the knight and the bishop, which of course is quite a notorious endgame. Of course, Engine says it's easily winning, but, well, when you're playing over the board, when there's a time trouble, I've seen stranger things happening.
I agree with that, Arthurs, I agree. So, but here the thing is that it's still quite a task for white to give up the knight for the pawn, as this knight is still not attacking the pawn on b3. You can see Jan was shaking his head for this position. He's not happy, of course. Wait, what happens?
Oh.
Oh, nice.
There's a bit delay apparently, because we got something like 15 moves or so on the board, and it appears that Nepomniachtchi has resigned because Anand's b-pawn moves forward, and they discuss what happened in the game, and clearly, of course, Anand is quite happy, but I believe we have